Single-sex education is on the rise in the country.
Divided by gender. Men on one side of the room, women on the other.
Do men and women have different brains?
Does splitting the boys from the girls mean a better education?
He's segregating students, not by race, but by sex.
Boys and girls learn differently.
Well, why does anyone need segregating? Women's rights are protected through segregation for sex.
This man doesn't even want to interact with me.
Boys don't read.
When boys are removed from a classroom.
Puppy dog tails versus sugar and spice.
So there's no separation at all.
Now, how best to educate our children? The received wisdom is that boys are better educated in co-educational schools and girls do better in single-sex establishments.
Hold up, what does all this mean? Let's start from the beginning. Single-sex education, also referred to as single-gender education, is the practice of educating girls and boys in separate classes or schools. Before the 19th century, single-sex schooling was common. However, during the 19th century, more and more co-educational institutions were established. About a decade ago, approximately 12 public schools were separating classes by gender, but now an estimated 500 schools offer the split classrooms. I know what you're thinking. Doesn't this violate Title IX? Actually, no. The current 1975 Title IX regulations allow single-sex schools, classes, and activities in respect to specific limitations. And since same-sex schooling is legal, the question is, why is it such a contentious issue?
Say is boosting test scores.
It does not improve education.
We're not teaching for the boy's brain. We feminized our schools.
Teach kids, not stereotypes.
There are some topics that need to be covered just for the males.
It is discriminatory, and we need to ask you, why should men and women be separated in the first place?
Boys and girls learn differently, therefore we will separate them.
I should not made to be feel like a second-class citizen because I'm a girl.
Boys should be in co-ed schools and girls in single-sex schools.
Let's just stop right here. With so many opinions and statistics, it's hard to get a good idea of what's real and what's not. So we decided to do our own research. We went around our community asking moms, dads, and students what they thought about gender segregation within schools. How do you feel if your kids were separated by gender?
I guess I'd want to know why first. What would be the reason behind that and why they feel that that would be beneficial. I would prefer that they would not be separated.
Directed to boys, they can all, basically agree on things, but I don't think it would, harm anyway.
I feel like that wouldn't be a good idea because, guys, get distracted and talk to each other a lot. I feel like nobody would be focused whatsoever, so.
I don't think it would make a big difference to me, but.
I feel like in the real world, you have to deal with the opposite sex, and I feel like getting to know them from a young age on through is beneficial.
My daughter does teach at an all-girls Catholic high school in Rockville, Maryland, right outside of Rockville. And she's noticed that she thinks that without the distraction of boys around, that the girls are maybe more successful academically. But she also wonders if socially they're maybe a little behind what she was graduating from an integrated school.
I think it would help. Getting to know the girls in your class, in your school. I think that would definitely benefit our relationships in the future.
Oldest one, her best friend is a guy. Yeah. They get along good.
Yeah.
So it would actually hurt them because.
Depends on the subject. Some classes you want different perspectives. Other ones it wouldn't make much of a difference.
The segregation probably wouldn't be beneficial for her because she doesn't have, she doesn't have brothers and she has smaller nephews, so she's not around the opposite sex of her age at school, basically at school and daycare. So, and what you were saying with splitting the classes and tailoring them, I would kind of be offended that she wouldn't have the option to maybe explore something that what society thinks typically is a boy's role.
Right.
It may be something that she's interested in. If that's what she's interested in, I'm going to encourage her to do what it is that she wants to do and not what everybody else thinks she should do.
So, after doing our research and consulting the locals, we found ourselves with only one answer. Just like each child is different, there is no one-size-fits-all approach to education.